It
Good
is
morning.
wonderful seeing
Welcome.
you today. We are streaming live on Facebook already. Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Greg. Can you guys believe it's already August 9th? August 9th. Wow, what a year we're having. I'm so thankful for you all. I'm thankful for our guests today that are watching. We don't know what you're going through, but we really hope that during this time of encouragement, that you find yourself somewhere that you can enter the conversation with us because we want to spread hope and inspire change around the world. One word, one act of encouragement at a time. Greg, tell me everything.
You know, and I know that's not impossible. And we met on all the stages early on in Toastmasters, another venue, when I never got the timing right. So I'm just going to say good morning. I've had a great week of encouraging people, being encouraged myself. I had a perspective shift, dynamic change of how to look at things this week. My mother goes to the Ohio State University Havner Eye Institute, renowned in the United States, owned by Cleveland Clinic, and just because of her eye deflated 5 years ago. She didn't even tell me I had an eye problem. I found out that her eye deflated recently. Got up one morning, putting on her makeup. Her eye looked different. Went up there. They reinflated, did all the things. This is like year five um, checkup. So I'm doing a podcast, or I'm in a Zoom meeting rather than a podcast. And I go up and I talk to the doctors. But what I saw walking through the building, here's somebody getting out of an eye surgery crying, hugging. I'm in the lobby. I hear the story. We're so grateful you took the eye. You saved my life. Boom. I wrote it down. Looking differently. I got perspective out of that. I changed my position, how I look at things, and you look different, but you can see differently. I had already had an eye appointment back when, so when I get home, I get a call, your glasses are ready. And I was never so thrilled to go get them. They're great glasses. I love them, but I can look distantly and I can drive safely at night, and that's all I need them for. And I was concerned about my vision, as everyone should be. And this is not a public service announcement, but seeing differently is a change of perspective from the position I'm in, and you got to apply it personally. I'm just so encouraged to see so many people with different eye challenges getting remedies, getting answers, and happily skipping out. It was a powerful day. Mark, I like your glasses. How do you like that?
Well, thank you. I love my glasses. They make my already big head even bigger. So, it's a good accessory. Yes, thank you for sharing that. What I wanted to bring to our conversation is for this week, with our theme of encouragement, I think sometimes we want results very fast. We want results fast. The pressure to perform, the pressure to produce results. But I think taking the time, I think, will give you even more satisfaction. It will open up more creativity. I think a lot of good things take time, and that's what I wanted to stay on. That that we don't need to rush through things. We can allow it to take natural pacing.
Mhm.
Absolutely. A friend of mine and I were just discussing recently how powerful words are. I want you to think about something. Do you ever remember a conversation from years ago out of nowhere, or something someone said to you? You hear their voice, you're reminded of those things. That person planted a seed, and it had the capacity for good or bad. Words have the power to heal or kill. And I think a lot of times with encouragement, we don't see the fruit immediately. but that seed takes root. And just kind of like the parable, it depends on the soil. But often those seeds take years to germinate, and then even longer to grow roots and to come up. And sometimes they can come up out of nowhere like a weed. And usually that's that negativity. And so I absolutely agree. Encouragement, like all good things, takes time. And if we're intentional about encouraging others, it's about them regardless. If we've done what we're supposed to do, what we're called to do, our job's done. And as long as we do what we're supposed to do and we continue doing it, eventually we will see that harvest. We will see that fruit. And it's a beautiful thing. So I absolutely agree. How's your week been, Mark?
It's been busy, just work, family. A lot of things are, you know, I come on this show every week and I say a lot of things are happening in the world, and you think, and then more things are happening, and then more things are happening. So I am beginning to see a trend. Do you? That a lot of things are happening all the time, and I think people are just I don't know, maybe just tired. There's this health challenges people have. There's all kind of fear that people have. There's all kind of uncertainty that people have. And when I had this conversation with a close relative, she said, "Well, just take it as is. What are you afraid of? Just walk forward and allow what be will be. You have faith in God, and then just keep going." And those words of encouragement, really got to me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a little apprehensive about a few things, but thank you for the encouragement. And I hope you, Nick, and you, Greg, everyone who's listening, you have somebody in your life. You have us here, three of us, the three brothers of encouragement. But, hopefully you have somebody in your life who can speak the words of assurance into your life. And if you don't, you can be that person, and hopefully it will come back to you soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been struggling with health. My second surgery was not successful. I have nerve damage I'm dealing with, and it's been really frustrating lately. And people have done just that for me. They encourage me, they lift me up. And often I'm the one that's been doing that. But it's beautiful seeing people there for me. I know who my tribe is, and it's beautiful. And when we deal with the valley experiences instead of those mountaintops where everything's great, I think that's when we find out who we are. So there's good with the bad. And as long as we don't allow our priorities to shift, our values to shift when we're down, I believe that
Mhm.
these times of falling apart are what make us. I've given a speech about that before, but it's in these times where everything seems to fall apart that we have the most opportunity for impact, for life-changing things, because everything isn't just the way it typically is. So it's awesome. Have you found that to be true in your life? Either of you?
I have recently. I 5 years ago, a little beyond 5 years ago, I was miraculously beyond my comprehension released from prison. Been there a long time. We know some of that story, and that goes on in other venues. I started a job, and then I started a small company doing flooring and commercial cleaning. Well, I go to a supply house, and I was working for the county, a subsidized job. Then I worked as a subcontractor for the county. Then I started LLC, but I always used this supply house. And there was Kelly, the supply girl manager. I call her girl. She's my daughter's age, younger than my daughter. She's in her early 30s now, but she's a single mom. Sent her kids to a parochial Catholic school, paid for it. And she's always at the supply house running this place, but she knew who I was. Good to see you. Tell Jerry hi. That's her telling me she knows I work a subsidized job. Then, as she watched me grow, 5 years have passed. I got supplies the other day, and I got a new van from the 2 cars ago. And she just came outside, knocked on the window. I put the window down. She goes, "Oh, I got to ask you something, and just tell me it's okay if you can't." I said, "Sure, Kelly. What? You're a minister, right?" I said, "Yeah. I'm getting married. Would you marry me?" I came out of that car. I said, "Are you kidding?" "Well, if you can't, I understand." I said, "No, no, no. It would be the thrill of many thrills in my life to do your nuptials. What can we do?" My sister-in-law's a wedding planner. "Oh, yeah. That's who did my wedding." So we just turned it all around. Key and essential to what Mark said a moment ago he wanted to bring. Everything's not immediate. It takes time. We encourage each other. We watch our lives grow. And she wants me not to marry her. I said, "I'm married." We joked, but to do her nuptials. And that was just unbelievable encouragement because she said, "You understand my life. Not everyone in my church does." Don't know what that means. I don't care. It's nothing derogatory, but tying in what you just said, Nick, we have our tribe. And sometimes we can be a part of a tribe that you don't even know till they tell you, just because you're being encouraging, living your life, doing the work. But it's not to be underscored as work generic or there's things going on in the world. How's it working for you? How's your world? Where are you at? "I'm doing fine." Excuse. Are you really? Type thing. And we investigate that a little bit in different things in church ministry. As you've well taught and do teach, Mark.
Absolutely. And when we find our identity, when we find ourselves surrounded by people who get us, have the same values, motivations, interests that we do, it's amazing. Mark, Dr. Maria Martinez. Talk about an encourager. She is an amazing encouragement in my life and has been over the last several years. She's who brought you and I together initially. This year, when I accepted the position of club growth director, the one position it seemed no one wanted to work with me on was the League of Volunteers, the Love program. And over the last few years, not many people have engaged with it. And I'd asked Dr. Maria to serve on my team, and she said, "Nick, let me know down the road if someone doesn't say yes, if you're unable to find everyone." And so she did not initially agree to even serve on the team. And I at first, I don't want to say I was bothered by that, but I really wanted her to be part of it. But she gave time, and that's the only position that I kept no one wanted to take. And I shared that with her, and she said, "I'll help. I'll do it." And to see her put a team together and to reignite a spark in a movement across North and Central Florida has been so encouraging to me. She's put together a team. There's 4 doctors working together. And she encourages me because she didn't make it easy initially, but now then she is giving it her all. So things don't always happen when we want them to. When we invite people, sometimes we have to respect their choice that, hey, not right now. But if we continue to engage with them, and especially if they're in our tribe, they're going to be there for us. They're going to support us, and they're going to journey with us. That's what a tribe does. They walk together. I'm so glad you guys are part of my tribe. We walk together. And in this journey, once again, of encouragement, last week we talked about a second book. I've had a lot of conversations about that this week. And that's so encouraging that people want more. People want what's next. People want practical ways to influence the world around them positively. We see the negative influences, but there's no one saying step one, step two, step three, or here's what we did. Try and use these ideas. So I'm so excited to be on that next journey with you guys as well. And I really hope that we can do that. I hope we can give practical suggestions, everyday life things that people can use. We can give you, and I would love to get your feedback on that. What do you guys vision for this next book? What do you see that wasn't accomplished the first time? I'd love to know.
Well,
Oh,
I just want to say it's been a great thing that the book was published, because a lot of people talk about writing the book and then nothing happens. Oh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I will publish it. And then the year goes by, and then 10, and then 20. Okay, how's that book going? What book? So I think if we have to acknowledge, it sometimes it takes the right people in the right place to move things together. I think brainstorming, just like talking to the people who read the book and maybe doing interviews with them, interviews with the people that matter to us, and see what their feedback is, how they see us, because a lot of times we cannot see ourselves, and we need somebody to say, by the way, did you notice you do this thing and you do this thing so well, and this is you are the best at? I think somebody else can give us that feedback. And before I get too deep into the book, I want to say about what Nick said about working with a leader such as Dr. Martinez, Maria Martinez. I think a mark of a good leader is to know which person, which leader will accomplish the task. I think if you mismatch a person with a task, I think it's a catastrophe. But if you match a person with a task, that is a hallmark of leadership. And we as leaders, we can recognize, okay, this person will do good here. This person will definitely will definitely sink this ship. So let me make sure I match the right person with the right task. And you do this, Nick, and I'm learning about others as well. So I just want to say, I think we as leaders, maybe our encouragement could also be with the leadership taste. How was our leadership journey? The failures, the triumphs, the mentors, the mountains, things that we did. That's my suggestion.
Absolutely love that, Mark. When I think of that, my mind just starts going in a million directions. That's fantastic. That's a wonderful spin, because so often leaders are the ones having to encourage, and maybe we can do some self-care. And here's how you encourage yourself.
I'll
Greg,
jump in there. I've never published a book. I thought about it for years when I was in prison. If I could ever write this story, just my life and different issues, and then I always hit the wall. I'm in prison. Who wants to hear that out there from a guy? Hey, where's the publisher? Oh, over there. Who's the author? He's over there. Where? Well, I'm not there like Eric Bothoff was for Suffering for His Faith, or Corey Ten Boom. So the prison, the past, but when the miracle happened, nothing to me, court system, God arranged life. I got out. I went from not wanting to share to sharing the story. And everyone, not everyone, but it would come across by the listening crowd small around me. We know the story. So I had to get outside of the group, family, and it's not a slight, it's just common, and then get out and be comparative. And I've learned this: you have to tell past experiences in order to show the step that you've overcome. That's your credibility and expertise, at least in your life of leadership. I can get you out of the hole. If I just got up out of the ditch and there's been a hurricane and car wrecks, and I'm limping down the road, there's a guy in the ditch in the water, and he's waving my arm. I got two choices. It's the Good Samaritan. You can go by. I'm focused. I'm trying to write my story, or I can help him up. There's another leadership step moment. And back to I've never met Dr. Martinez, and I'll take all that you say and I'll tie into that there. Isn't it kind of funny? I don't know her, but what sticks out to the Love Project Nick was talking about, I just shared 22 people in good faith. Some went to the webinar, may or may not, but they liked it because I heard Nick send me the link. Well, doctors do just exactly what they did to Nick all the time. Well, let's try this testing first. And if that doesn't work, you come back to me. I'm a specialist. Go to the lab. You have an idea, you're a doctor. You want to write the book, put it down. But you guys have published. I'm looking that direction. How did you do that? You're leading me all the time just by it's published. I go through the book. I said, how simple did this have to be? So I went to writing. So I believe it's the comparative contrast. We can't be afraid to share, but the artistic representation, share the past and bring what I've done together. Think of the big ones. Anyone you want to name, Tony Robinson, you're inclined, you like him, who doesn't? Christian, successful pastors, Dr. Tony Evans, the master of the analogy. He's mastered that. And the longer he goes, the more credibility he has. And I speak that to the life of not just the podcast. Last week is 1 year anniversary, or the book. You guys are published. And when I figured out in social media out of my ignorance what it meant to be a bestseller, and you nailed that week one, I'm like, I don't even know. I'm not asking. But I'm in the car. Lead me, lead me. And there's people that are behind me that I can lead. But it's just cyclical. And what I want to look at and be a part of the book is anything. I would put everything in my life out. Then you guys, I'm willing to say easily, we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. That's not a rejection of me or past. That's not the focus of the comparison of the people we're trying to reach and why. And but the two extremes have to be teeter-tottered well together. That's clear to me. Nick?
Absolutely. And that's part of what Mark and I wanted to do. We wanted to encourage other people to take the same step of faith that we took, because no one gave us a roadmap. No one said do this or do that. And we looked at best practices, of course, but we journeyed in faith. And yes, we were #1 in communication and social skills on Amazon. And it did come with strategy. It came with intention. We had to let people know there was a book in order for them to purchase the book and engage with us. And it takes strategy, it takes long-term planning and execution. And it happened. It's so cool it happened. But that's what Mark and I do outside of the art of encouragement. We help now authors that have that dream like you have, those that need those steps, and we coach them. It's not free, but we don't charge nearly what others charge because it is about the encouragement. We don't want there to be a roadblock. And sometimes that could be financial. Sometimes that can be time. Sometimes it's so many roadblocks happen with creative projects. And you guys know just as well as I do, and I know our listeners know, a lot of times you're full steam ahead, something happens and it sits on a shelf for years.
That is the story that is too familiar for many.
Yes. But it doesn't have to be that way, does it, Mark? We can work
Yeah.
with them. And that's
Yeah.
part of the creative process, is having those people, once again, journey with you, because accountability happens. You know, having someone working with you, especially if it's Mark or I, you're going to get that final result. You're going to get a book. We're going to make it happen. And that's the cool part, is we did that so we could learn how to help others do it. And we did it well. And we can help others do it well. That's not that sounded like such a commercial there, but it's not. We really want to help people have their stories in print, have their dreams in print, because it is a dream that many people have. Mark?
Absolutely. And book is just so much more than a book. It can be a foundational pillar or foundational part of your business if you have one, or you want to start one, or you have a side hustle, or you have another way to leave a legacy. A book can be turned into an educational module. It could be turned into a game, a physical game, electronic game, a virtual game. It could be part of your training modules that you can teach in person and online. A book is a lead generation magnet or a lead generation tool for you to qualify and work with even more people. The book is your promotional material. It is something you can stack and stand and speak. Well, this is a metaphorical, but it's true. So, a book is just more than just a book. It's part of your legacy, and also it can be incorporated into your entrepreneurial journey. It can be incorporated into your income producing activity. It could be incorporated into your professional resume. There's so many things that a book can work. And just like Nick, you have said earlier, the blocks are a lot of times are in your head. The other blocks can be resolved with generative artificial intelligence, where you don't let the AI write the book, but keep the human in the loop. So the human guides, edits, makes the path forward of the iterative writing process.
Yes.
And when you do it with support of qualified guides, you can achieve a product much faster.
Absolutely. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but after The Art of Encouragement was published, I decided I want to see if I can do this by myself. And so I wrote another book called Late Start, Strong Finish: The Adult's Guide to Piano Mastery. It was published, and last month, the month before, I look in my checking account, and what do I see but that Amazon deposit? Because my book's free on Amazon. And because people have Kindle subscriptions, I'm paid for the page. Every page that's read, that's how I'm paid. And I'm fine with that. I don't even have that book in physical form. And once again, it was a heart passion of mine, but also I wanted to see if I could do it, and I did. And now, because of that one effort, that one output of energy, I have money coming into my bank account every single month, because I decided to try something. So don't
And you
be
know,
afraid. Don't be afraid. Try it. Now
mhm.
work with us, please. We want to guide you through it so you have that same success story. And if
Yeah.
you've got questions, reach out. We want to encourage you. So yeah, just, if that's your dream, if that's your goal, make it part of your legacy. Don't die saying, I wish I would have.
That would be a sad moment. We already have lived through many sad moments. Why add two more?
That's it. Oh, speaking of sad moments, it's 10:31. Another episode of The Art of Encouragement has come, and now it's going. Greg sees. We like those glasses.
I see differently. I learned so much. And it's not a sad moment because we get to come back next week at 10 o'clock and I'll be there. I want you to
That's
see
right.
that.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today. We will see you next week.
Right here.
Here, same time, same place. The Art of Encouragement.
Have a great week. God bless.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.